Okay, so think about this for a second. Right now, hurtling through the blackness of interstellar space is the farthest thing we've ever sent from home. And it's not just a machine, it's a message in a bottle, a golden time capsule that carries the story of our world, sent out to wander the cosmic ocean for, get this, 1 billion years. But here's the thing that's just so incredible about this grand cosmic project. It all starts with something super intimate. Because encoded on that record, flying away from us at over 38,000 miles an hour, are the actual brainwaves of a young woman who had just fallen head over heels in love. So yeah, it's a story about science, but it's also, really, a love story.
So you have to be wondering, how on earth did that happen, right? How does a serious scientific mission to the outer planets end up carrying the electrical buzz of a human mind that's just completely smitten? Well, this is where the cosmic scale and the deeply personal scale just beautifully smash together.
To really get what the golden record is all about, you've got to understand the love story that's right at its heart. It's this amazing tale of two brilliant people finding each other while they were trying to figure out how to speak for all of humanity.
So you've got Ann Druyan, who is the project's creative director, working side by side with the one and only astronomer Carl Sagan. And over this super intense year-long sprint to put the whole record together, they just clicked. It was this huge connection. And just a few days after they admitted their love for each other, Ann was hooked up to an EEG machine. For 1 full hour, she just meditated, thinking about the whole history of Earth, our civilizations, but also, as she later said, about the wonder of love. And those thoughts, they're now billions and billions of miles away.
But that very personal message, it's just one piece of a much bigger puzzle. It's like one track on what is maybe the most ambitious mixtape ever created. The team's goal was, well, it was nothing short of creating a complete portrait of our entire planet.
And this mixtape is on one heck of a journey. I mean, the Voyager probes launched back in '77, and they gave us our very first close-up pictures of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. But after that main mission was over, they just kept on going. Voyager 1 is now officially in interstellar space, and these records are built to last for 1 billion years, maybe more, as they just drift through the Milky Way galaxy.
This was the official message from President Jimmy Carter that went along with the record. And it just perfectly sums up the whole spirit of the thing. This wasn't just about sending data. It was this incredible gesture of hope. A summary of what it even means to be human, sent out into this vast, silent universe.
But let's be real. How do you actually do that? I mean, seriously, imagine you were in charge. You have to pick what goes on a single record to represent all of life on Earth. Where would you possibly start?
Well, the team, with Carl Sagan leading the charge, basically curated this incredibly dense collection of media. They packed it with music, greetings spoken in different languages, sounds from both nature and humans, and a whole bunch of images that were cleverly encoded as audio signals. And of course, that 1 hour of Ann Druyan's brainwaves.
And the variety they went for it's brilliant. You've got the sound of wind and rain, the beautiful haunting songs of humpback whales, a mother's first words to her newborn baby, and greetings in 55 different languages. The music goes all the way from Bach to Chuck Berry. Why Chuck Berry? Well, as Carl Sagan joked, there are a lot of adolescents on other planets too.
Now, this was a deliberate choice. The team actually had a big debate about whether they should show the darker side of humanity, war, poverty, sickness. But in the end, they decided no, we're going to put our best foot forward. So the record is really a portrait of humanity at our most hopeful, our most curious, and our most loving. It's less like a cold, hard encyclopedia and more like a warm, friendly hello. Okay, so sending this amazing mixtape out into the void is one thing, but how could any civilization that stumbles across it actually play it? And maybe more importantly, how would they ever know where it came from? Well, the answer is literally etched right onto the cover.
This cover is an absolutely ingenious instruction manual. Seriously, you should think of it like a Rosetta Stone for the far future. It's a set of diagrams that were designed to be understandable by any advanced civilization, no matter what their biology is like or what language they speak.
So let's just break this down. The pictures show how to play the record and at what speed to play it. And it uses the properties of a hydrogen atom, the most common thing in the entire universe, as like a universal stopwatch. It explains how to turn the audio signals back into the 116 images, and then there's the most daring part of all, a map that pinpoints where our sun is using 14 pulsars as celestial lighthouses.
So, in the same way the Rosetta Stone let us unlock the secrets of ancient Egypt, The golden record's cover gives some future intelligence the key to unlock our world, our music, and our feelings. It's a bridge across unimaginable distances of space and time.
But you know, this incredible object does more than just talk to the cosmos. It also has a lot to say to us, right here and now. And it brings up some pretty deep questions about our own legacy in this digital age.
What's that number? Well, that is the half-life of uranium-238. A tiny sample of it is electroplated right onto the cover. This acts as a radioactive clock, so by measuring its decay, any future finder can figure out with amazing precision exactly when this spacecraft was launched.
Now look at this. Just look at that contrast. This analog record, made of gold-plated copper, is built to survive for over 1 billion years. Now compare that to how we store things. A hard drive might last you 5 years if you're lucky. A USB stick, maybe 100. It's a pretty shocking reminder that almost all of our modern culture is being stored on incredibly fragile stuff.
So here's the bottom line. This solution they came up with back in the 1970s for long-term storage might vastly outlive our entire digital civilization. The golden record kind of forces us to look in the mirror and ask what from our modern world, if anything, is actually going to survive for future generations, let alone for aliens.
And maybe, in the end, that's the real point. I mean, the chances of this thing ever actually being found are tiny, almost zero. But creating it? That was a profound act of hope. It was a project that made humanity stop and look at itself, to really decide what was most important about us, and then to send that message of love and curiosity out into the great dark.
So its real job was to expand our own spirit. And that leaves all of us with a really big question to chew on. In a world where we create endless amounts of data every single day, what one piece of our humanity is actually worth saving for 1 billion years? What would you choose?